Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
Guys, welcome to Movie Talk, where we bring you the latest on movie trailers, reviews, Hollywood rumors. We bring it to you all, and I do that with my team. First, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Robbie?
What's going on, man? Happy Spidey Week, fellas.
Spidey Week, yes. And our Ghostbusters expert, Dave D.C. Callari. What's up, Dave?
We've got rumors and shroomers.
Rumors and trumors, everything that's going around. All right, man. Everything good?
Yeah.
So I know we talked last week about the Comic-Con, but something I wanted to bring up in the Comic-Con that we didn't mention, but we talked about it on air, was Rick Moranis actually showed up at the Comic-Con and got a standing ovation, and everybody was enjoying his return. And it got to the point where now the internet is buzzing, and he says he may be doing more movies since he got out of this one, and even kind of hinted at a Ghostbusters maybe possibly return. He doesn't know, but he just said, hey, we'll never know. We'll see. So they wrapped up filming Spaceballs 2. Rick Moranis on stage at the Comic-Con, standing ovation. Rob, what is it to have Rick Moranis back in this world of movies?
Yeah, we've missed Rick a lot, and we've been pining for this for a long time. So I'm so happy to see the footage from Comic-Con that they gave him a standing ovation, and just the look on his face. I mean, you could tell he was in the moment. He was enjoying every single moment of this. The fans just showering him with love, and the guys, he was cracking people up there. They were asking him why he was away from acting for so long, and I think his joke went about like, well, I was in negotiations throughout this whole time to do Spaceballs 2. So he's just those Rick Moranis quips. It's like, you miss him, and I don't know. I really hope that he's gotten like the bug, back to like do it, because especially if he's going to revisit, characters that he's iconic for. Yeah, why not? Do Honey I Shrunk the Kids, part 5, whatever. We'll watch it. Anything to bring back Rick Moranis. And now that he's here, we just need to just cherish him.
Yep, I got a really quick, funny Rick Moranis story. So I was at Yankee Stadium, okay, and he's a Yankee fan. I was going to the bathroom, and this is at old Yankee Stadium. So he's in the bathroom, the stall, doing his thing, and people are walking into the stall, and they're like, "Oh my God, Rick Moranis!" So people started noticing it was him. So he turns around and goes, "Guys, just keep it quiet. I don't want too many people to know." The one guy goes, "Rick Moranis is taking a piss," and everyone starts coming in to get So the entire bathroom filled up just to see Rick Moranis. The guy was like, "Oh God," he was just trying to take a piss. It was very funny. And he was telling the guy, "Please be quiet, don't tell anyone," But because he had the hat on low, you couldn't tell unless you were next to him. But the guy blew up his spot. It was funny as hell.
Only Yankee fans. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it was hysterical. Dave, you're a Ghostbusters guy. Would you like to see Rick Moranis come back in Ghostbusters?
Yeah, well, I think just in general, we all know that he ended, like, his wife passed early in the 90s, and he said he wanted to stay home and be a father to his kids. Nothing wrong with that. But that was 30 years ago, right? Like, the kids are grown. So I think he probably just got used to not being in the spotlight and not doing films. And, it's not like he didn't have a good run. He did. Like, Louis Tully, Dean Zielinski, Dark Helmet, and what was the other thing? The Canadian movie where he had to wear the beanie with the other guy. What were the names?
The hoser guys.
Strange Brew or something.
Strange Brew. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, Strange Brew. Yes.
So like he's got status in the pop culture. More than I think maybe he even realizes, or even most of us really think. Like, it's great to see him back. I think maybe being at Comic-Con let him see that, hey, like, I could have a second run, and like he doesn't have to like do things he doesn't want to do. Like, just do Spaceballs, try to do a Honey I Shrunk the Kids, get involved in the Ghostbusters cartoons. Like, dude, you can do anything, or just start showing up at cons. Like, just get back into the industry a little bit. And like, that'll be enough for a lot of people.
Yeah,
As long as he connects with the fans, I mean, and it's true, he had quite a bit of run. I mean, he's in more movies than you realize too. Little Shop of Horrors when they did the actual.
Oh my god, yeah,
Little Shop of
Yeah,
Horrors.
yeah. So no, he's beloved, and I just really hope he feels it. It seems like he was really into it.
Yeah.
Just engaging with the fans. So, like Dave said, I really hope that propels him to do more appearances in movies.
That's what they said, that being at the con sort of almost it lit a fire. He said, like he kind of feels like he wants to be back for the fans, because everyone was, of course, saying Lewis, Tully, and Dark Helmet, and he started feeling it. And Kevin Smith was there, kind of egging him on, saying, you could do this.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith loves him, so. And I think he really got the buzz, because the person was asked, "Would you do Ghostbusters again?" He goes, "I'll never say never." Or he's like, "I kind of have a little bit of a fire under me that I might want to do something." So I guess we're waiting.
Kevin Smith would definitely put him in a movie as Rick Moranis. So let's do that.
Yep, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, guys. The next story, because I had no idea this movie was even coming. I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I'm bringing it up because someone I know is an animal lover, and they said, "Oh, please just bring it up." Is Air Bud Returns? I think they're even doing this movie or whatever they're doing, but it's going to be a theater release. And I was like, "What?" So the trailer just dropped. Actually, the first movie came out, I believe it was. Let me see. I think it was like 2097, 30 years ago was the first movie. 30 years ago, came out. And it was made for only $3 million and made over $40 million. So it did very well at the box office. So now 30 years later, January 22nd is going to drop. Air Bud Returns. I didn't even know they were doing this, to be honest with you. This kind of snuck up on me. I don't know. Dave, did you even want to see the dog playing basketball again?
Air Bud Returns, Pet Shop Boogaloo. Listen, I'm sure the movie was adorable when it originally came out. I don't know if I saw it. As far as sequels go, I'm not really mad at this, because it's a dog movie. Like, dogs are awesome. I mean, I don't know if you can like continue the story, because it's so far down the line. Like the dog is not still alive. Yeah. So is there like an interesting way to make this story something? I hope so. But I'm not mad at it. Like, listen, you could probably make it again for $20 to $30 million. It would have to make like $100 million for it to. Well, I don't know. Or just put it straight to Disney.
Yeah, but it's going to be a theater release. So I was shocked at that too.
Yeah, and so was Thundercats. So.
yeah, and that's how we've seen how that's working out.
But I'm surprised how many people the trailer dropped.
What's the release date on Blade again?
2021. I don't know.
2020 never.
Yeah, exactly. But the trailer dropped, and I was like watching them, like, this is like the first movie. I don't know what they can do with the dog. But Rob, did you see this Air Bud Returns? I was shocked that this thing was coming out.
I saw the trailer, yes, and whoever put that trailer together, thank you, because you basically showed me the whole movie, and
Exactly.
So and my kids, they're not gonna want to see this movie, because I have two girls, so it's like, yeah, the dog is cute, but it's just not enough pink going on in this movie, so I'm safe. But it's like Dave said. I mean, it's a dog. Come on. So, and the nice thing is that whoever is decided to put this thing in theatrical release, they picked the perfect time, because January, traditionally is considered like the dead zone when it comes to movies coming out early in the year, because it's not, there's no tent poles happening. There's no like, major blockbusters happening. It's just movies that probably been sitting on somebody's like laptop, for a long time. And they're like, okay, let's see if we can make some money off of this thing. So being it released in January, perfect. It's cold, you're going to want to get out. The kids are going to have cabin fever. Why not go watch, Air Bud? Trailer's cute. It's going to be, it should be a family fun time. I just don't see. I'm not gonna catch it, but it should be cool.
You're a dog or cat lover, just so you know. Dog or cat?
I'm a dog lover, but I have cats, and I inherited cats, so that's it wasn't my choice, but so I guess it's both, but I prefer dogs.
Dave, you're a cat or a dog person?
Same. I love dogs, but I have a cat.
Yeah, what is that? Everyone has that, My girl feeds stray cats, and I'm like, why? I don't know. So I don't know. I'm a dog guy myself, but I have cats walking around. I don't know, but same thing as you guys.
Listen, I love dogs. They're just a lot of work.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, they're very needy.
You have to train them. If you ever go for a walk and you see dogs, they're pulling on leashes and barking, and some people are like, oh, it's just dogs. No, I'm going to say it right now. You're a shitty dog owner. You need to train your dog to not do that stuff.
Yes, 100%. If you can't handle that, then get yourself a cat.
All right. So we had another trailer that dropped, and it's coming out to Apple TV on October 9th. And it looks like the toy Fast and the Furious. It's called Matchbox, the movie with John Cena. I watched this trailer and I was like, okay, what are they trying to do? Like a Fast and the Furious spin-off type of deal with Matchbox cars? The premise looks really stupid. I didn't get it. I don't get it. It looks hard. It doesn't look good. I mean, John Cena, I saw his last movie he did with what was it, Step Brothers or something he did with I don't know, the other guy.
Not Tracy Morgan, the other crazy black guy.
Yeah, I forgot his name. Who's
Eric something.
Eric Andre.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I watched that. And,
was it any good?
No, it wasn't. Although my friend Brett Azar is in the movie, who played the Terminator, and they filmed it over here in Montclair and stuff.
All right.
But this John Cena movie, The Matchbox, who Rob? I don't know how you don't have anything out there in the movie theaters, because this thing I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Matchbox the movie. We have Matchbox cars that these kids are playing with, and they're making a movie about it. It's a little bit ridiculous. Let's say, Dave, did you see this trailer by any chance?
I didn't see the trailer. I heard about it on one of the podcasts that I listened to, and from what I heard, it has some of the stuff like that we saw in Red One and Ant-Man, and I think there was a third one where like the cars turn into real. I don't know what this is. This is ridiculous. I like John Cena. He's probably going to give it his all because that's the only thing he knows how to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is a great vehicle for him, but whatever. Mm-hmm. But then also there's supposed to be a Hot Wheels movie. So like, what is happening? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And we can't even get a theatrical release of Ultron.
Exactly. But we do have a Matchbox car movie. Pretty crazy. Rob, did you see the trailer for this?
Yes.
And
I mean, they show a lot in the trailer, so you kind of get a gist of what this thing is about. John Cena's spy. He belongs to like this childhood gang that used to play with Matchbox cars. Mm-hmm. And then, I guess, being a spy, the bad guys come after him or whatever, and then he involves all his friends. Mm-hmm. Fun. But the thing that I am trying to wrap my mind around is I did not realize that playing with Matchbox cars can prepare you for a life as a spy, because evidently his friends will just start helping him fight the bad guys. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, they're riding motorcycles with a shotgun, they're popping wheelies, they're just doing all kinds of nutty stuff. And the thing that holds this all together is that their joint love of Matchbox cars. I can't even say this with a straight face, because it's like, how did this get made? I mean, I watched it and I couldn't help but laughing. I mean, I guess it's a comedy, but my laughter came from like just totally unbelievable what I'm watching. So I don't know. I don't know who this movie is really made for. I don't know if you're really going to want to buy kids Matchbox cars after watching this movie, because it's so weird. It has no connection to the toy whatsoever. And it's just like they just, pulled it out of the air and just said, yeah, let's go with it. Like you said, Fast and Furious, but with Matchbox cars. Mm-hmm. What?
I don't know. Who green lights this shit? That's what I want to know. Who green lights this shit?
Wild.
Pretty crazy, right?
Can't get a Blade movie, but we can get a Matchbox movie.
Yeah, I know. 100% and crazy. I don't know. Well, I mean, it drops October 9th on Apple TV. Now, it's not going to be in the movie. It's going to be on Apple TV. And I bet you it's going to bomb on Apple TV. No one's even going to know it's out there. But the next one is actually pretty interesting. We have Reacher coming, season August 12th. The new season of Reacher comes. But they released a trailer for NEAGLEY, the spinoff actually. That's going to be dropping. Let me see when that's going to be dropping. I believe
September
September
16th.
16th.
September 16th. Eight episodes right in a row. And of course, Reacher is going to be in this one too. They said he's going to have some cameos in it. I saw the trailer; looks pretty good. Dave, I know you like Reacher as much as I do. Do you like the spinoff idea? Do you like this?
I do. I like that character a lot. She's a great sidekick for Reacher, and you believe in her skill set in the show. It's like, and she sells it. I forget the actress's name, Marissa something.
Yeah,
I think she's fantastic, and I like that she's been in every season so far. I hope she's in this season too. It feels like it's not a Reacher season without her.
Yeah.
So I am interested to see. I will watch the spinoff, and like we know, we've gotten spinoffs of things before. Like I don't know. The only thing that's coming to mind right now is Joey from Friends. I don't know if that show was any good when it was on, but I just feel like usually the spinoff, yes, it does take a popular character, but they're popular because of the way they integrate with like the rest of the ensemble, whatever the rest of the show is. So sometimes I'm not surprised that a lot of them will fall flat. I have a feeling that this one is going to be good, and I'm fine with them putting Reacher in it. Like, hedge your bets and put the guy we really want to see in there. Like, it's totally fine. Like, we all know the best episodes of the Book of Boba Fett was when the Mandalorian was there.
Yeah, 100%. I hope they don't put too much Reacher in. I want to see NEAGLEY do her own thing.
Otherwise, just give us season 5.
Yeah, 5, exactly.
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5, exactly. But the trailer looked great. I do like that character also. Reminds me like of Better Call Saul spinoff of Breaking Bad. Like it was a spinoff like that, sort of how that kind of worked. Rob, did you see this trailer?
I did see the trailer, and they definitely. I mean, I'm not in deep with Reacher like you guys are, but I did actually watch a couple of the seasons when I started doing this with you guys, and I really like Reacher, and she always stuck out to me. I'm like, I don't know who this chick is, but this chick is awesome. She kicks ass, and so to give her a limited run, which I like, they give her 8 episodes just to see how it goes, and I don't think you need much more than that for a secondary character in a major TV series like that. But this actress, she's awesome. Her name, Maria Stan, is that her name? She's great, and the hell, I mean, half this trailer is just her kicking ass, and I'm all in for it. So yeah, I don't see why this doesn't work. It's in the world of Reacher, and what you want is just all kinds of ass kicking, and she's giving it to you. So I don't see why this doesn't play well.
Yep, September 16th it drops. They're gonna drop all 8 episodes at once, and I think it's gonna be pretty.
Reacher 2 is going to be week by week.
I don't know if they're doing that with Reacher. I think it's gonna be week by week with Reacher. I think so, because they said right after. Yeah, that sucks, but that's what they're gonna do. But this one is NEAGLEY's gonna be all 8 episodes at once, which I guess kind of makes sense. They're gonna see how we like it all at once, I guess. But September 16th and drops. The next movie is that we're gonna talk about is Ebenezer with Johnny Depp. Now Johnny Depp, he plays these characters really well, like Willy Wonka, the Mad Hatter, Whitey Bulger. He embraces these weird characters really well, So he's playing Ebenezer Scrooge, and we've had 50 different types of adaptation, all kinds of different types of these. We had Scrooged, all kinds of stuff with Ebenezer Scrooge. So this trailer dropped. I saw it. It's pretty interesting. Actually, I think Johnny Depp came out in costume at some sort of show. I don't know what it was. Was it at the Comic-Con?
I think it was Comic-Con. He went to Comic-Con in full gear.
Yeah, I think he was at Comic-Con in full gear as Ebenezer, which is actually pretty cool, and people liked it. Rob, did you see this trailer? Are you interested in Johnny Depp as Ebenezer?
Yes. I'm considering myself a Johnny Depp fan, because more times than not, his movies, they're gonna be weird, that's for certain, but they're always entertaining. You mentioned a lot of his characters, like Jack Sparrow, all this, Edward Scissorhands, all these really oddball misfit characters that he just does so well. So, to put his spin on Ebenezer Scrooge, yeah, why not? I mean, the trailer's entertaining. I mean, is this thing gonna be just a blockbuster hit? I don't know. Because like you said, Christmas Carol's been kind of run into the ground for a while, but but it has been done with Johnny Depp, so that's kind of like the sales pitch with the trailer. So yeah, I'll watch it. I expect it to be all right. Hopefully it exceeds my expectations. I did like in the trailer how he gave like a little homage to Johnny Depp in Nightmare on Elm Street when he gets pulled into the bed.
Yes.
I thought that was actually pretty cool, you know.
Mhm.
So, you know, it does, to me that tells me they're not taking it too seriously,
Mhm.
and that's a good thing.
Mhm.
So, you know, I have, you know, cautious hope for that this movie will be good.
Yep. He always takes roles that are like not safe. They're outside the box. You know, he always takes those weird roles that you're like, oh.
Like Amber Heard's husband.
Hey, that's probably his roughest role ever.
Yeah. Amber Turd. Yeah.
Yeah. Nasty.
Yeah, it's Amber Turd, huh?
Ah,
Yeah. But if you ever see the when they're doing the interrogation in the courtroom with Johnny Depp, you ever see those? How they
I still saw a little bit of it.
Yeah, you see how he plays it with the lawyer. He's so funny, Johnny Depp. Like he's like still in character, I think. You know, he plays with him back and
he
forth.
can't help himself. He can't help himself.
You know, because like the lawyer says, you had a large pint of glass. And he's like, large pint of wine I had? You know, he's playing back and forth with the lawyer.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, he was like really going back, like, what kind of size are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. He likes to put, and it was very funny. But Johnny Depp, everyone loved Johnny Depp, and I'm glad he's getting back on his feet. You know, so Dave, you like this Ebenezer thing?
I actually didn't see the trailer. Johnny Depp's weird, man. Like some of the stuff is weird. Like the Willy Wonka, that was weird.
Yeah,
that was creepy. Like I didn't even want to watch it. It was so weird. Jack Sparrow's great. I mean, Edward Scissorhands. Like, to Rob's point, Christmas Carol has been done a lot. So, I'm sure by focusing on Ebenezer Scrooge as, I guess, more of the main character in a different way than Scrooge did. And Scrooge is interesting because it was Bill Murray, and it's very different than, like, the presentation was very different than what we've gotten in everything. Because I don't think that was the only one that was like a modern retelling of the story, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it's been pretty traditional.
So I have a feeling this will probably do well. I don't know, is there a release date? Is it a Christmas?
November 13th.
All right, so that would make sense. But I will say, if they did, there was a real Ghostbusters episode called Xmas Marks the Spot, where they get sucked into a time warp and they go back to when Ebenezer Scrooge is getting visited by the ghosts. They break into the house and they catch the ghosts. And then they go back to their time and dump the ghosts in the containment unit. And then they realize what happens because when they get back, Christmas is gone.
That would be a pretty cool idea.
And then they have to go into the containment unit to get the ghosts out, or Egon does, and the other three go back to Ebenezer's place and pretend to be the ghosts of past, present, and future. It's actually pretty entertaining. That would be a good movie. I would see that.
That's a pretty good idea.
I like that pitch. That was a pretty good pitch.
pretty good pitch.
You can probably catch it on YouTube. Just Xmas Marks the Spot. It's like 22 minutes.
Awesome.
Brisk. It's brisk.
Wow, that's pretty cool though. I'd like to see that myself. Yeah, so November 13th it drops, and you know, I think it's gonna do well probably because Johnny Depp, he still has a fan base, so we'll wait and see. Finally, the big trailer that dropped was Jumanji Open World. Now, I enjoyed the first two Jumanjis. I thought they were pretty funny. But, you know, when I watch this trailer, you know, how many times can we keep going into, you know, the video game? But this time they reverse it and have it, the video game comes into our world. But I don't know. It's a different perspective, I guess. But, you know, after a while, it's kind of getting the kind of the same thing because the characters all mix up with each other again. And you kind of like, oh, okay, it was okay. But they keep doing the same thing, you know. It's probably going to do well because it drops on Christmas Day. So, you know, with The Rock and Danny DeVito and all that stuff, it's probably going to do well. The trailer was okay. I thought it was all right. It did the job. I was like, okay, I could see this again. Rob, did you see this trailer? What did you think of this trailer?
I did see the trailer. And, you know, once I saw what this thing was about, I was just like, of course. Because the thing with these, like, going into a video game and, you know, like living out characters, whatever, you know, there's always, if it gets successful enough, eventually one of the sequels will be that the video game comes into the real world.
Correct.
They did it just recently with Tron.
Yes.
You know, it's like, okay, you know, it's not like a novel concept. No. So I'm torn because, you know, I actually did enjoy the first two Jumanji movies of this particular franchise. They're just very entertaining.
Yep.
And all the actors that played the video game characters, they really show range, to be honest, because they got to, basically become a completely different person that they did.
Mhm.
They were like, in the movie previous or
Yep.
even early in the movie.
Mhm.
So, and I thought that's really cool. And there's enough action, enough comedy that it's like, this is just a very entertaining, solid movie. Um, this seems like it has a lot of the same elements, but have they gone one movie too far with this? Because, like you said, it seems very repetitive. A lot of these familiar beats. It seems very formulaic now
Yep.
at
Mhm.
this point. So what's different? The Rock is now there's a female now inhabiting his character now. So it's
Mhm.
like we've kind of it's like a lot of things we've kind of seen before, and I was kind of hoping you knew that there was gonna be a third Jumanji movie. I was just kind of hoping they would be a little more creative than this.
Mhm.
So for that I'm a little disappointed. Like you
Mhm.
said, I think it's gonna do well. Christmas Day, again after you open up the gifts, families go to take their kids to the movies.
Yep.
So it'll probably be the top movie of that particular week.
100%. I mean, it did really well. 2017, Welcome to the Jungle did really well, big numbers. 2019, and Next Level did big numbers. This is going to do the same on Christmas Day, but just the story a little bit seems a little repetitive. But I mean, they are coming into our world now. Some parts will look funny. Dave, did you see this trailer?
Let's not forget Doomsday opens up just a week before. Let's settle down with this is going to roll on
true.
Christmas.
That's true. That is true. That's true. Doomsday movie.
It is a good time to do it because it definitely can play to the younger crowd. The first couple of seconds of the trailer, I was like, "This looks stupid," and then I was like, "I'm actually somewhat interested in this." I like the thoughtfulness of the characters stuck in demo mode. They're like, "Let's go," and they do like the slow run, like the PS3 cutscene.
Yep, that was pretty fun.
But then also I was like, okay, is the whole movie going to be like this? And then they go right into the. So I'm actually okay with what they're doing, and I know they're really going to try to play up the whole like mother son Rock and Kevin Hart. Like they can make that really funny. Will that take away from a story they're trying to tell? Maybe, but those two are really good together. So I would be like, well, here I am. I'm watching this again. I don't think you can do anything after this though.
No,
like, this has to end.
I agree. This has to be the end after this. They can't do more of these movies. 100% agree. But we'll wait and see. December 25th, like you did say, it's going to be up against Avengers, so it'll still do okay, I guess. But Avengers will probably take the entire month with that money.
We hope. We hope.
We hope. We hope. We hope. All right, guys. All right, I'm going to hit some questions. We're going to add a couple of fan questions. We're going to get here. Let me just pull them up. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to remove one thing here. All right. Here we go. We got the questions coming up. Here we go. All right. Here we got, of course, a Ghostbuster question for Dave. What else is new? We always get those questions for Dave. Here we go. And this one says, hold on, I got it. This is Fred R. from New York. And he says, Dave, we've always seen Slimer in Ghostbusters, whether it's cartoons or films. How about an origin story? Any interest?
No, I don't care.
No.
Sometimes with this and sometimes with a bunch of other things, if you dive too deep into it, it gets stupid.
Got a good point.
But there was also someone came up with a Slimer backstory for the 2016 movie, and it was something about like he was like an old gangster. Like it was stupid. It was stupid.
Gangster?
Just let Slimer be Slimer. I'll have to find it. I'll send it to you guys, but. Yeah. I'm not really interested in the backstory.
No,
because the character he is now, whether it's in the cartoons or however he portrays in the films, like that's interesting enough.
Mm-hmm.
And in a cartoon, I don't need a backstory. Just be the kind of cute thing that you are. And in the films, just be this like that weird foil that they kind of like know but gets away. Mm-hmm. Like it's fine. Mm-hmm. He's the comedic relief in the films. Mm-hmm. For like the 2 or 3 minutes that he's on screen, and that's all he needs to be.
Yep, 100%. Next question is Seth D from PA. He says, Rob, I'm also a fellow writer and I seem to have a fast, dense paced writing style. Do you have a certain way or style you write?
Fast, dense. So I'm curious to know like what he means by that, because
fast paced writing style.
I mean, if some people could write their stories out fairly quickly. I think the time frame that usually gets tossed around as far as like at least putting together a decent first draft of a feature script is usually like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, don't go by that. I personally need to take my time. I actually take a lot of time with outlining my story first
Mm-hmm.
because the one thing I try to avoid is jumping into the script as much as I can, because once I'm in the script, it should be just like straightforward, and then it's just like just tweaking the whole thing, rewrites, just making sure the whole thing feels right. But I don't know if he means fast dance, like jumping in and actually writing the script outside of like putting some type of structure. I wouldn't recommend you do that. If it works for you, great. Some people could do that. I need to know what's happening, 10 pages down the road before I get there. Otherwise, I could write myself into a corner, and then it's like, okay, now I just threw this project away because it's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, not everybody can be Sylvester Stallone and write Rocky in 3 days.
Yeah, 100%. All right. This one says Roger from West New York says, "Do you think WB did the right thing and canceled Batgirl?"
Whew.
I guess. I mean, we never saw it. I mean, we see some stills, but Batgirl. I don't know. Do you guys? What do you think about Batgirl?
Listen, they let the Flash slip through the cracks. So either Batgirl was worse than that, which I doubt, or they got cold feet because of the Flash. I don't know.
I've heard that this thing was like comically bad, like like comedically bad. And honestly, even if it's that bad, honestly, they should have just released it. Let us determine how bad it is, and try. You put so much money and effort, manpower, and people that actually cared about this project. It's done. It's in the can.
Mm.
Why flush it down the toilet? I know you're gonna write it off with some insurance claim or whatever. And I guess
Mhm.
they feel like they'll make more money that way. But still, it's like just give it, just release it. Even if you do it, release like on demand streaming, whatever it is, on Tubi, give them some pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not fair. It's not fair because it takes a lot to make these movies.
Mhm.
And just to like just at the end say we're not feeling it, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
Nah, that's
Yeah.
that's just wrong.
Yeah. Maybe the Snyderverse fans will get this going again. Who knows? The Snyderverse fans will get this going. Batgirl
There you
return.
go.
I don't know. Hank T said, "Hey Rob, I also saw the Odyssey and thought it was tremendous. Where do you rank this movie among all of Nolan's movies?"
Oof, it's up there. Honestly, I think this might be his best, to be quite honest, and I don't say that lightly because a lot of his movies
He's
are
got a lot of good
awesome.
movies. Mm-hmm.
It's just the scope of this movie. I mean, it's just grandiose on all levels, and I don't think any other movie really gives you that huge just like epicness of it. So, and he had a lot of people in this movie to manage that amount of cast members. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking about big names here,
Mm-hmm.
and for every single one to like give the best performance they can and to capture it all and give everybody their shine
Mm-hmm.
and still have like a 3 hour movie be that engaging all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
probably his best movie. I'm gonna go ahead and say that now.
Yeah. He does a lot with real people. Because I could so I was an extra in the Dark Knight Rises. I don't know if you guys knew that. I was an extra in Dark Knight Rises. And we filmed one day in Queens, like a rehearsal, and I was a cop. You know the part where all the cops and the robbers run in and meet into each other and like have that big fight.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I was one of the cops, and so we all came together. We filmed that, and I don't know. There were so many people as cops, and there were so many people as the bad guys, and we all ran and
Aren't they the same thing?
pretty much. And we all ran, but we did that so many times, like rehearsal. Just they said, pick a guy and run to that guy, and that's your guy. But there was so many. There must have been like 300 people, when we did that scene, and they were all extras. We all did it, 3 or 4 times, and he just kept filming it with all these people. You know how hard it is to manage all these people running at each other, like in that scene, And I remember that the stunt double for Tom Hardy and Christian Bale were in their suits pretending to be Batman, but everyone thought that was really them. So they were all like, "Oh, look, we're next to them," and they was like, "Sorry, I'm not the guy."
Nice try.
Yeah, And I remember it was filmed under the working title of the movie was Magnum Rex. You can look that up. It was Magnum Rex.
It wasn't Blue Harvest?
No, it wasn't Blue Harvest. It was
Harvest.
Magnum Rex. That's what.
But wait, did you see yourself? Did you see yourself in the movie?
So I think I did.
Yeah, like I gotta watch this and find a screenshot and send it to you guys.
Yeah, I thought I did. One of my friends sent me one a long time ago because it came out a long time ago. We found it on YouTube, but I don't know if I ever found it again. I saw it one time. I was by their steps, and I remember I was with another guy, like grappling, and it was very hard to see because there were so many people. But I thought I saw myself. I don't know. Probably just another.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to go find Joe now. Yeah, where's Joe and where's Waldo?
100%. Where's Waldo? All right, guys, that's it for the questions. Another great week. Rob, where can they find you on Instagram?
Hide the Rider. HYDE.
Exactly. And Dave, where can they find you on Instagram?
DC_unboxed.
There you go. So get all your Ghostbusters questions there and ask any movie questions or writing questions to Rob over there. All right, guys. I will see you guys next week. Enjoy your week.
All right, fellas. Happy Spider-Man.
You got it, man. Happy Spider-Man. Spider-Verse.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. Jay-Z pumping iron. Body builder coding. Years on the course.